Right now, cleanup continues after an explosion damages 2 buildings and displaces more than 20 people as investigators try to figure out what caused it.
Plus, yesterday's explosion bringing back memories of a similar incident nearly 40 years ago. News 3 investigates, looks into if there are any connections between the two.
And later, we sit down with new State Senator Dan Knodel and hear about his plans now that Republicans have a supermajority in the Senate. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Fire and police crews are continuing to clean up the site of a condo explosion on Madison's west side. Throughout the day, those who live near the home are still in shock and picking up the pieces.
And while the investigation is not complete, investigators say the leading hypothesis to what caused the explosion is a propane source located within a garage. Our Catherine Merck joins us live at the scene with the latest. And Catherine, what's new there today?
Eric and Charlotte, it's now been 24 hours since this condo explosion here on South Gammon Road, and you can really see the damage of this home. It's unlivable. Today, I spent the day talking with neighbors who heard yesterday's explosion. One of them getting it on their video recording system. Take a look. We now know from the fire department that 21 people were displaced last night and 4 people were injured. I spoke with one high school student who was home at the time of the explosion. She described what she saw and what happened to her own home.
We had like a bunch of pictures and portraits up, and they all like fell to the ground, and like glass was everywhere. My mom also had some china like up displayed in our kitchen, and that all fell and crashed.
Like we told you earlier, we have new information tonight at 6 o'clock. Investigators say the leading reason for this explosion is being traced to a propane source inside of the garage. But they say the investigation is far from over. When we get updates, we're going to make sure that you have the information available on all of our platforms. That's on air and on our website at channel3000.com. Reporting live from Madison's west side, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
The explosion exposed a raw memory for many West Side residents. Another home explosion almost 40 years ago, just a half mile up the road.
Our investigative team was inundated really with questions here. Was there some sort of connection? Tahlil Mohadeen went looking for some answers and joins us from where that explosion happened so long ago. Tahlil?
What you can see here is that it's peaceful today, and what you can't see should also put homeowners' minds at ease as well. Methane gas from an old landfill caused that explosion here 40 years ago. The city tells us their fixes since worked.
When something like this happens, you want to just start over.
The day is November 19th, 1983. A house explosion has just shaken a neighborhood on Madison's west side.
You just never really feel quite safe. We slept here one night last week, and every noise from outside, every car that went by, every headlight made me jump.
Almost 40 years later, Marcy Holmes remembers it well. Tell me what happened that day.
We went out in the front, and that's when we heard screaming and somebody yelling.
We haven't determined the cause yet. We have an investigator on the way.
That cause soon emerged. Explosive levels of methane gas.
We are going to be evacuating this area.
It came from the old Green Tree landfill, buried under several homes on Hammersley Road. Fast forward to May 9th, 2023, 1,500 feet away as the crow flies. Another explosion leading to a lot of questions. Former city engineer David Banshall supervised the closed landfills at the time.
We'd work during the day. We'd put in 12 to 16-hour days.
Both he and current city engineering staff say it's likely the proximity between the two explosions was just a coincidence, for 2 reasons. First, the condo on Gammon Road is too far away.
Between that intersection and whatever happened at a condo or building there's 20 other condos closer to the edge of the landfill.
More significantly, the city buckled down on millions of dollars of improvements after that explosion. They installed a gas extraction system, air monitoring, and a 24/7 alarm system. City staff also telling us Wednesday they checked air probes near the exploded condo earlier that morning, and methane gas levels were 0.
Yeah, they would have been flagged.
Meanwhile, emotional tolls remain. That 1983 explosion is a big reason why Marcy and her husband moved on.
Once you find out what's going on, you're waiting for something to happen at any time.
If you live in the area and want more information about the system the city put in place to protect homeowners, you can head to channel3000.com. We have many more details there.
Tahlil, thank you. The Red Cross is assisting people who have been affected by this explosion. They're currently helping 5 households with temporary lodging, meals, and personal items. There's no timeline for how long the Red Cross will be helping right now, as volunteers are still assessing the situation and people's needs.
And let's check the first warn forecasts now with Julian Seawright.
Well, we have another gorgeous day on tap, and getting into tonight, it's going to be comfortable once more. Taking a look around, temperatures in southern Wisconsin, 75 degrees here in Madison with 79 in Janesville, and also 75 apiece for Platteville. 80 degrees for Basketball, though, as they had seen 80-degree temperatures for today, and they could see it again going into tomorrow. Current temperatures around Dane County, middle upper 70s. Again, folks, today was just flat out beautiful. If you haven't taken advantage of the weather just yet, you still have some time to, as we're not going to see that sun setting until closer to 8 o'clock, and the temperature is still going to be in the 70s for us. As we take a look ahead, 71 at 8, 10 o'clock, 63, and then once we get into the overnight, might see a couple of clouds building, but overall, we're looking at those temperatures to bottom out into the lower 50s. Around 51 for us here in Madison, 53 for Janesville, and 55 for Platteville. Tomorrow, it's going to be even better. We're looking at lower 80s throughout southern Wisconsin, a few more areas into the upper 70s. But again, it's going to feel a bit more like summer, but a beautiful day nevertheless, at least until we get into our Thursday night, transitioning into our Friday morning. We could be seeing a system bringing in some showers and potentially thunderstorms by the time we get into our Friday afternoon. We'll be breaking all that you need to know as we get into the back end of the work week in a few moments. Until then, back to you.
Julian, thank you. One person is dead after an industrial incident. It happened at 3M, a 3M plant in Prairie du Chien yesterday. First responders were called to plant number 50 on North Marquette Road at 6:43 in the morning. When they got there, they were brought to a victim with severe injuries. Police identified the victim as 57-year-old Tricia Jones of Harpers Ferry, Iowa. Jones was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say 3M and its employees are cooperating with the investigation and that the Occupational Safety and Health Administration will complete an investigation.
A Madison clinic says a technical issue caused an accidental active shooter alert this morning, prompting an evacuation of the building. This happened at Group Health Cooperative's East Clinic. After a quick investigation, police determined there was no threat. Despite the false alarm, the clinic is staying closed for the day with all in-person appointments canceled. Normal operations are expected to resume tomorrow.
In Green Bay, a judge is denying a request to lower the bond of murder suspect Taylor Shabiznes. The 25-year-old is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault for allegedly attacking Shad Therion last year. She's pleaded not guilty and not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. A decision on if another competency exam will be performed was postponed. She is scheduled to stand trial on July 21st.
Governor Evers today signing a pair of bipartisan bills increasing the penalties for carjacking and reckless driving. The bills come as part of a Republican-backed push to crack down on dangerous driving across the state, particularly in Milwaukee. The first bill designates carjacking as a formal crime. The bill raises the maximum sentence from 40 years in prison to 60 years.
We're providing the tools to our judges, to our police, to our district attorneys, and it is incumbent upon them to use these tools and appropriately hold these individuals accountable for their reckless endangering of the lives of the rest of us.
The other bill doubles the fines and forfeitures for reckless driving. The range will increase to a maximum of $400 for a first offense to $1,000 for a subsequent offense. Reckless drivers who cause great bodily harm will face up to 6 years in prison, up from the current maximum of 3.5 years. A new face in the state Senate is well known within the halls of the Capitol.
Dan Knodel served for more than a decade in the state assembly, and he's now in the state Senate after winning last month's special election. And he sat down with our political reporter Will Keneally earlier today. Will?
So he's not a local face for our viewing area. Senator Knodel represents a suburban Milwaukee district, but he is a key player for state Senate politics. He'll chair the state Senate Elections Committee with an important role ahead of the 2024 presidential election. And his seat gives Republicans a 2/3 majority that can override the governor's veto and impeach state officers. He says Republicans aren't actively working to remove anyone right now, but they do have some officials in mind.
I think there's been failures at the district attorney's level, and I'm going to Milwaukee specifically, and the circuit court level. So that would be a matter of to identify where those failures would be.
Milwaukee County DA John Chisholm has been a frequent target for Republicans who allege that he hasn't been doing enough. And Knodl's argument is that you can remedy a bad DA through elections, just vote them out. But people who live outside Milwaukee County, their only recourse is to impeach a DA like Chisholm. Now, any future impeachment would start in the state assembly with a trial in the state Senate.
Coming up, Madison's mayor joins a Democratic coalition as President Biden ramps up his bid for re-election.
Plus an update to what used to be the Eastgate Cinema building, what a recently filed application with the city of Madison is proposing. That's next at 6.
Get up to 50% off list prices at the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture. Like this recliner, free when you purchase the reclining sofa. How about a Lazy Boy recliner as low as $375? Up to 50% off only at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
It's Hy-Vee's one-day sale. One day only this Thursday. 8-ounce Hy-Vee Choice Reserve ribeyes, just $6.99. Asparagus, just $2.99 a pound. A dozen Bakery Fresh chocolate chip cookies, just $2.99. A value pack of fresh Hy-Vee chicken breasts, just $1.99 a pound. Avocados, just 68 cents each. And Jack's Pizza, only $2.48. Don't miss the one-day sale. One day only this Thursday at Hy-Vee.
Are record high energy and water costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive. While you may not ask for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to be without heat, water, or power. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.heat.help.
Here we go.
And action!
Now at Slumberland, $4.99 gets you a lot, like a Sealy Posturepedic mattress, plus a 7-piece bedding bundle free. Yep, get a fitted sheet, flat sheet, 2 pillows, 2 pillowcases, and a duvet, all for just $4.99. Hurry, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Cut!
Yes.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
President Joe Biden wants to showcase the Democratic coalition rallying behind his re-election bid, and today he announced Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is on his campaign's National Advisory Board of elected officials who will assist in the campaign. The mayor, joined by representatives from nearly every facet of the Democratic establishment, it brings together 3 of Biden's 2020 primary rivals, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, and Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar.
After sitting vacant for the better part of a decade, the end could soon be near for the former Eastgate Cinema. An application filed with the city proposes razing the former theater and removing its large surface parking lot. From there, the building site would be filled in and the property would be graded and seeded. The goal is to have demolition work finished by October, if not sooner. The property's owner has no plans for what to do with the site following demolition.
A Canadian mining company has gotten conditional approval to begin exploratory drilling for copper and gold in northern Wisconsin. Greenlight Metals, doing business as Greenlight Wisconsin, once conducted those exploratory drills at a 40-acre site owned by the U.S. Forest Service in Taylor County. That deposit is believed to contain 4 million tons of mostly copper and gold. Once work gets going, the company must comply with detailed conditions for wetlands and waterways, erosion control, and endangered resources at that site. When we come back, a local school teacher is honored for helping make a difference in her students' lives.
Plus, an FDA advisory panel backs making birth control pills available over the counter. What the recommendation may eventually mean for millions of women.
And the beautiful weather continues. Could see some rain on the horizon. Julian with a complete forecast after a short break.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's lowest prices of the season sale is here. Save up to 30% on all Maytag major appliances. Dishwashers start at $17 a month. Washer and dryer pairs start at $18 a month, plus 6 years special financing. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
DePaco Credit Union empowers your well-being, helps you reach your goals. Because when our members love life, it makes a brighter community for all. DePaco can help you be well.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In Madison, contact Heating and Cooling Incorporated to maximize your comfort and energy savings whatever the season.
Did you leave the lights on?
No.
What the?
I'll go check it out.
I'm not a raccoon whisperer, but I can help you upgrade all this.
With free installation on Feldco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Ashley's lowest prices of the season sale is here. Get sofas as low as $6 per month, 7-piece dining sets as low as $11 per month, and so much more. Plus 6 years special financing and free delivery in as little as 3 days. Only at Ashley.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Another giant change may be coming in women's access to reproductive health care. An FDA panel of health experts unanimously recommended making the oral contraceptive called Opill available over the counter. With new abortion restrictions taking effect around the country, demand has increased for over-the-counter options, including the morning after emergency contraception. Over-the-counter birth control pills are already available in more than 100 countries, but here in the U.S., it would be the first time.
I urge you to make this pill available with no age restriction. An over-the-counter contraceptive would reduce inequities for these young people.
The panel's vote is just a recommendation and not binding. The FDA is expected to make its final decision this summer.
As the end of the school year inches closer for millions of students around the country, a national organization is recognizing a Madison school teacher who's made a difference in her students' lives. Today, the National Alliance for Public Charter Schools honoring one city school's kindergarten teacher and Wisconsin native Tiffany Ortega with their annual Changemaker Award. She was just one of 7 teachers honored. In an interview with News 3 Now, Ortega said her childhood teachers were a driving force behind her decision to pursue the career in the first place.
We don't do it for the recognition. We go to work every day for our kids, for our families. And so it's just very honorable, and it's humbling to have this kind of prestigious award. And it just makes you feel good.
In her 5 years at One City Schools, Ortega has introduced various programs, including the preschool garden space and the school's 4K volunteer reading and early literacy programs. Some gorgeous weather today and tomorrow. Here's Julian with your complete forecast.
That's right. So we're going to stay pretty warm and dry for the next couple of days, but we are seeing some changes as we get into the back end of the work week. Starting with the 3 things we'll need to know. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be 80s for tomorrow, but we are seeing some shower activity late coming into our Thursday, and some isolated thunderstorms coming into our Friday as well, and then heading into our Mother's Day weekend. Moving along, this is what we're going to be expecting. First, our umbrella contest winner. Thank you for Elaine Connolly, who was able to get a picture of some thunderstorms just outside of Prairie du Chien. But if you want to have yours, your own opportunity to be able to win any kind of umbrella, the First Warn umbrella, well, all you have to do is to submit your photo to First Warn at WISC-TV.com or use the First Warn weather app. Now, moving along back to our forecast. Tonight's temperatures will be in the lower 50s. Now, we're paying attention to the skies tonight, and the reason why is because we have an opportunity to see the Aurora Borealis or the Northern Lights once again for us here in Wisconsin. Mainly for the northern areas is it going to be the most visible, but we are looking for partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. We have an ample opportunity, so if you can take the trip, definitely take advantage of it as we get into the rest of tonight. Otherwise, tomorrow, lower 80s, staying dry, having plenty of sunshine, with some opportunities of the clouds to build as we get into our Thursday afternoon and evening hours. But what we're watching for is going into our Friday and this weekend. For right now, Friday, just on the very cusp of parts of southern Grant County and southern parts of Lafayette County. We have a marginal risk for severe storms, but general thunderstorms is what we're going to be watching for. As we get into our late Thursday nights, we are watching for the southwesternly area to start to pick up some shower activity with some isolated thunderstorms that will eventually start to move its way east as we get into our early Friday morning, leading into our Friday around lunchtime, but then clearing up until we get into the later parts of our Friday night, transitioning into our Saturday, because this weekend we are expecting to see another round of showers and potentially some isolated thunderstorms throughout Mother's Day weekend, especially as we get into our Mother's Day as well. So plan ahead and make sure that you are taking mom inside and celebrating her under some drier conditions, which would be indoors. But outside of that, we're looking for close to about an inch of rainfall. Now, mind you, this is going to be about a 3-day type of event for us. We're talking about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday rain going into our early Monday morning. We could accumulate about an inch of rainfall for us here in southern Wisconsin. So this weekend, just prepare for another showery mess and some breezy conditions. The good news is that the temperatures will be in the middle 70s throughout Saturday, but we are cooling down quite dramatically heading into our Sunday into the lower 60s. Some areas will be even into the upper 50s. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast, the trend is staying mild for the most part, but this weekend is really the outlier. We're looking at shower and thunderstorm activity. Then going into next week, we're dry once again. Plenty of sunshine in the forecast. Temperatures warm back up into the lower 70s. Next week could be picture perfect for us here in southern Wisconsin.
And coming up in sports, Jordan Love ready for his opportunity as Green Bay's QB1. Why he says he's not worried about the pressure to perform. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To your big promotion.
And to your new house.
I know!
What? I guess you had to move fast in this market.
Right? Best thing I did was get a pre-approval from Summit. Once I knew my budget, I only looked at homes I could make a serious offer on.
And how's construction going on your place?
1 month left.
Must be stressful.
Actually, no. I'm working with Summit too, and they've been great about answering all my questions and guiding me along. It's been easy.
Whether you're building or buying a home, Summit Credit Union is here to help. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
A drug used to control diabetes is now in high demand for weight loss.
It does seem to affect certain pathways in the brain.
Arman Rahman learns the facts and warnings one local doctor says you need to know. The Skinny on Ozempic, Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
It's never easy being the guy to follow a Hall of Famer, but that's the reality for Jordan Love. And Green Bay's starting quarterback knows what he's up against this season. Pressure, and a whole lot of it. In his 3 years in the NFL, Love has one start to his name. But what he lacks in experience, he makes up for it in confidence in himself.
It's pressure, but that's what comes with the position. Like, that's what I signed up for. That's what I knew I was getting myself into. And it comes down to me just make the most of that.
Believes in himself first off. That's number one. You got to believe in yourself, or nobody else is going to believe in you. So he believes in himself. He cares about everybody around him, and we've seen him just come in consistently and just work.
The reigning national champs unveiled their conference schedule for the upcoming women's hockey season, and Wisconsin will open up WCHA play at LeBon against Minnesota State during the second weekend in October. The big ones you want circled, their series against Ohio State and Minnesota. The Badgers travel to Columbus in late November, then 3 weeks later they'll head to Minneapolis. UW closes out the regular season with 3 of their final 4 series in Madison, with their final 2 against the Gophers and the Buckeyes. The Wisconsin softball team is about 30 minutes away from their Big Ten tournament opener, but before they take the diamond against Illinois, a pair of Badgers received conference honors. Both Maddie Schwartz and Katie Keller were named first team All Big Ten. Schwartz had a league-best 1.27 ERA in Big Ten play, while Keller led the team in batting average, hits, and doubles. A rubber match between the Brewers and Dodgers. Wade Miley on the mound for the Crew. He didn't have his best stuff today. Scoreless in the 4th until Freddie Freeman sends a solo shot to center. LA would hit back-to-back homers in the inning. Miley gave up 7 runs. Milwaukee falls 8-1, the final. And in case you missed it last night, Joe Pavelski was up to his old tricks again. The former Badger tallied his 6th goal in 4 games against the Kraken to help the Stars even the series. If you're keeping track at home, that's Pavelski's 70th career playoff goal, just one shy of Sidney Crosby.
Wow. When you get him down in front of the goal, you might want to move him out of the way.
Yeah, just get him out of the way.
Because he just has ways of putting that puck in the net. Let's go to Julian, final check.
Well, things are going to be beautiful tomorrow, but it's Friday, not so much. We're expecting showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm, but then heading into Mother's Day weekend, it's a bit more of the same. Soggy weather for us and cooling down on Sunday. Next week, as of right now, though, pretty smooth sailing. Temperatures in the 70s, plenty of sunshine. It's going to be definitely a beautiful week on tap if things hold true.
All right, Julian, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.